My dear Africans, you know that you have always looked up to Black Americans. Of course, it has always been like that in history. And here is why I'm saying that. Go and watch our movies. Go and watch Nigerian movies. You know why I'm saying this? A lot of our celebrities, especially the female, they want to copy American style. They want to copy American way of talking. Like, you know, so they kind of see Black Americans like a role model. I know a lot of you are here on social media, you want to package, you want to talk down on Black Americans. For what reason? Just because you feel like what? Like, seriously. Okay, if you feel and you think that you are better, why will you be in Nigeria? Okay? Inside Nollywood movies, right? You are in Nollywood movies. You are an actor, actress, but yet you are copying the American way of speaking, of speaking English language. We have our way of speaking our English. We have our accents. You live in Nigeria, speak like a Nigerian. Especially those English countries in Africa, they look up to Black Americans. You guys have always seen Black Americans like you know what I mean, like your big sister, like your big brother. Come on, let's reason this together. You know what I'm talking about. I know a lot of you will say, how much do they pay you for that? You don't need to pay me for anything. I'm a Black person, and I admit, because at the end of the day, we all bleed red, okay? These are my Black people. You yourself, you are my Black sister too, or my Black brother too. But the thing is that majority of you are forgotten because now there's social media. But there were times when you have to learn the way American people dress. You want to dress like American, you want to speak like American, even up to today. Even sometimes when I watch Nollywood movies, I see how you guys want to copy American way of life and everything, and still yet you still want to talk down on them. That's not acceptable, of course, because a lot of time you don't want to promote African food in your movies. You want to show the Western system, the Western world, and especially the American way. I know when it comes to Nigerians, you guys are good at that. You like fake life packaging and all that. You borrow and you want to pose. You've been borrowing the American way of speaking, especially the Black Americans. You all know that. So you guys should stop all this. Like when you come to America, we that came here will do better. I don't do better than them. All right, I'm not. I'm just a simple person living in America. My reason coming to America is not to compete with anyone. I just want to be okay, to be able to take care of myself and my family, which is fine for me. And so let's focus on ourselves instead of coming out here trying to look down on anybody here in America. All right. So let's don't forget that these people have once been your role model. Still, they are still your role model. You know, this is the United States, so don't try it. All right. Be nice, be kind, and the type of video you put out, be kind with your words.
Shout out to this African sister. She's really speaking my mind. In fact, she's speaking the mind of many Africans who are ashamed of our own people living in America disrespecting foundational Black Americans. It is so shameful to move from your country and go to another country and then disrespect the owners of that country. I'm telling y'all, brothers and sisters, we Africans here in Africa, we like you. We appreciate everything that you have done for us. We appreciate every contribution that you have made to make Africa become how it is right now. In fact, for those who don't know it, many of our countries got independence due to the effort that y'all have put in advocating for us. South Africa, back in the days when it was suffering from apartheid regime, your Black Americans made it your mission to speak for these Africans. Y'all went to your Congress and put pressure on your government to help in ending apartheid regime in South Africa. And these Africans are not even aware of it. I remember when Ghana was fighting for its independence, many Black Americans organizations collected money and gave it to Ghana just to be able to get their own independence. And some of these people disrespecting you are not aware of that. And these are the kind of information that we need to be telling our people, our African brothers and sisters in the States. Let's watch these clips, understand what these people are saying. I will come back at the end with my own deep commentaries. Make sure you like the video if you find it interesting, and subscribe if you have not yet subscribed.
As a conscious African, I must push back against this constant display of ignorance by some African people against African Americans. African Americans must know that this is not the sentiment of a majority of African people. The constant disregard and disrespect of African American accomplishments, of their struggle, of their grace, of their excellence, of their fortitude must stop. It is embarrassing. It is heartbreaking. African Americans must know that this is not the truth. If you ever get a chance of visiting the continent, if you've ever visited the continent, you will know that you are loved, you are supported, and you are embraced as a member of this African family, because you are a member of the African family. And this display of ignorance by Africans, especially those Africans who have decided to settle on this soil, on American soil, must understand that it is because of the struggle, it is because of the sacrifices of African Americans that we are able to be here, that we are able to enjoy these things.
This narrative about Africans hating you must stop. Africans don't come in this country hating you. You fall from grace before the eyes of everybody. How many Africans have come here and tried to embrace you and got burned? You are your own people's oppressor in America. But each time somebody busts that bubble, you go around claiming Africans hate you, African hate you. We come here believing that we are one until you spit on our faces and tell us we are not. If one of us dare invite you in their business, you make it a personal mission to ruin it. If one of us dare marry you, you seek to destroy us. You make it a personal mission to destroy them and feed them to the system you complain has been oppressing you so much. I have been living in America for 20-something years, married an Afro-American, started a company and employed some of you. 9 out of 10 of you that I employed came for me. You started flooding the code with bogus claim, seeking to destroy me. What is so good to like about a group of people? All they want to do is destroy one another. When are you going to grow up and take accountability for the things you do to your own community? We are not your enemies. Our people taught us who you are. You came from us. You are our blood. And when we come around, we try to treat you as such, just for you to spit and slap on our faces. What you need to understand is that we are one. That's what you need to understand. You need to nurture the connection you have to the homeland. That's what you need to understand. But we won't force ourselves in your spaces if you don't want us. But one thing we will not tolerate anymore is your bullying in social media. We are tired of that narrative that Africans hate African Americans, which is not founded. Many of us come here with the hope of being reunited with our long-lost relatives. But what do we get? Abuse, insult, backstabbing, betrayal. You know, the truth must be told about you. Maybe that would give way for you to start healing. I used to own a language service company, and I got to work with all the nationalities. I got to work with whites. I got to work with Hispanics. I got to work with Asians. I got to work with other Africans, and I got to work with African Americans. Well, guess what? The only one who came for me and used their system to destroy my business were African Americans. They run and go to court and complain about anything just to get their hands in your pockets. That's what you do.
America has become top 3 destinations for Africans to who can afford an education or who can leave the continent and come here for an opportunity. America is top 3. And then we land here, we click black in an application form, yeah. Black or African American. And guess what? We're all of a sudden in one bucket. Mm-hmm. So whatever they went through, whatever they paved, hardships in anything that we're trying to achieve, we're going to have those opportunities and those chances because of them. Mm-hmm. When you actually understand that, like that even empowers you more to say, look at the odds. Mm-hmm. Look at what, they've been able to do. That even me now, I'm coming here and these opportunities are given. It's a respect acknowledgement. And I was like, dang, this is even more important for us now, for me to share what I know, my experiences being the motherland. How can we work together? Yeah.
Our African family from the country of Africa, right? The 54 countries, all of them. Sometimes I believe that my African family that comes over here to the United States at times feel like they're better than African Americans in this country. I just want to tell you something to enlighten you. If it was not for African Americans, you would not be able to come into this country to get jobs and work. A lot of you are working in the prison system as security guards. A lot of you are working in the healthcare system. You managed to get your own company to be able to hire CNAs and providers that goes out to people's homes to give them assistance, right? And many other jobs that you have here in the United States. But don't get it twisted. If it was not for the African Americans, you wouldn't be coming here, period. And another myth. Just because we're born in this country does not mean that most of us is born with a silver spoon in our mouth, because we're not. We have struggles like you do. Now, we'll say that a lot of us is doing better than the average person that's in Africa. We're doing somewhat better. But we're not wealthy. We're not rich by a long shot. A lot of us are struggling, just like you are, right? And I want to also enlighten you. A lot of us in the U.S. were related to you. Keep in mind that they stole us from the country of Africa, the same country that you were born in. They stole our ancestors from there. And the slave master on the slave ship brought us to the Americans, Jamaica, Haiti, Australia, Puerto Rico, and many other countries around the world. We didn't choose to be born here. We did not choose to even come here. We were forced here. And there's a lot of water between United States and Africa. We wanted to go back, our people, but we didn't have the funds or the transportation to get back. Many of us died jumping off the ship. Some got thrown off the ship, right? We wanted to go back to our native country. We could not. Africa is still our land. It's still our country. And most of us is related to you, who you treat poorly. We are family. We are family, right? But you don't look at us that way. Just because we are born in the United States and you think that we should have this or that, in most cases, it's not the case. It's not true. Right?
Not all African Americans came from Africa. We were a global melanated planet, which means we were absolutely everywhere. Melanated people were not only on the continent of Africa, we were everywhere. But part of the imprisoning of our consciousness has come from making us feel like we were only in some parts, and Europe belonged to the Mzungus, and Asia belonged to the Asians, and Africa belonged to the Africans. It's a global invasion, beloveds. We were everywhere. And so there are those African American brothers and sisters, I'm sorry I keep calling you African American, Native American, who just know, they feel such a connection to that land. But they created this narrative like everyone was a slave, and that's how they were able to disenfranchise the few that weren't taken out in the invasion and kind of box them up in, with the slaves. Move out of the cities, beloveds, but get yourself a piece of land and affect the destiny of the land and the nation. It makes you a custodian, and this is something we've never been told. And this is why Babylon has gone and tried to buy land all over the world. So once you have the land, beloveds.
This is my message to, Africans and Black immigrants. The agendas that I'm seeing being put forth, that now and I'm gonna be very brief, that we are now suddenly all just Black people, meaning if you have melanin skin, we're all just now Black. It's getting out of hand. It's absolutely getting out of hand. And see, for me, it's like these things are like, I know precisely why these things are happening, but you know, I just don't want my people falling for it. Okay? Now here's the thing. Maybe if that would have been the thing before, you know, we awakened to being the real indigenous American Indians, the real JEWSs. Maybe if you had all of these, you know, Afro-CANs and, you know, black immigrants before, you know, embracing the whole diaspora or diaspora, if you will, as we are all black people, maybe I would have, you know, maybe it would have been, you know, came across as more genuine or sincere to me. But there are no coincidences in this reality. And it's no coincidence that these people before, you know, as they should, claim their country of origin with pride, right? And actually made fun of us for not having a country, right? So now all of a sudden we awaken, you know, Baruch 230, and now we're all just black people. That's dangerous. that is absolutely dangerous. But here's the thing: the weapon may form, but it'll never prosper. And the Most High God sees precisely what these people are doing. And I'm generally speaking, it's good and bad in all races, right? It's people in all races and ethnicities that do the fuck shit, right? And also, too, I want to say this: if you are a black American, that means you are 100% indigenous. You don't have no admixtures. You don't. That's another agenda that they're trying to do. They're trying to make it seem like black Americans are like the only people on earth who are just mixed. They try to say we got this and I said, no, it's not true, right?
I mean, sure, our culture is different, but genetically, we're literally the same. And you want to know what's crazy? African people copy American culture and black people want more of their culture. Like, really? We're literally going in separate directions, and that's what's dividing us. This stupid ignorance on both sides needs to stop. Like, it's honestly so dumb. I can't even believe I'm ranting about it on TikTok right now. Just love everyone. Understand both sides. It's that easy. And honestly, this is something I can read about all day.
Africans do not like black Americans. So this is a fact.
No, it's an opinion, and a very asinine one at that. Because Africa is a continent with 54 countries and over 1.2 billion people. A statement such as Africans don't like African Americans is a very ludicrous statement because one, is perpetuating this narrative that there is beef and animosity between Africans and African Americans. And two, what that is doing is it's generalizing an entire continent based off of the actions of a couple of African hairdressers who live in America. And this is coming from someone who has traveled to 4 out of 54 of the African countries. Okay, so I went to Tanzania and I was treated like royalty. People were bowing at my feet. I felt like I was some type of long lost queen who had finally returned to the land. Let's talk about Ghana. Ghana was one of the most beautiful countries that I ever visited. I had a family who opened up their home to me. They were feeding me 3 times a day. We were living by the beach. They were doing so much to just make me feel welcomed and loved. So this is for all of my African American people. Go to Africa. Go to the different countries that are there. Learn some of the languages. Learn some of the cultures there, because this is the thing. There are more similarities than differences between Africans and African Americans.
I love all my people, and that is Black Americans, that is continental Africans, and that is the African diaspora. All my people. I advocate for the unification of all my people. I love and cherish Black people. I need more Black Americans to start taking trips to Africa, start taking vacations, elongated vacations to different countries in Africa. Stop going to Mexico, stop trying to go to Europe, you know, all these European places, and start going to Africa. Start interacting with the natives. I've been a vast amount of times from Nigeria to Ghana, to Madagascar, to South Africa, to Johannesburg, Seychelles. When you start talking to the natives, all that shit, oh, Africans hate us. Africans, they call us Akara and all this. That shit go out the window. You will learn and you will see for your own eyes in person, not online, not, you know, the divisive rhetoric bullshit. You will see in person that they do not have a problem with Black Americans. They love Black Americans. They want us to come back. All while I was out there, Every single country I was in, they kept saying, "Oh, please, yes, yes, Black Americans, yes, we want more of you here. We want more of you here. Please move here. Please come back to the motherland. Please, the African men and the African women. Yes, please move here. Come back home. Come back home. Come back home." That's what they telling us. That's what they were telling me. Yes, this is my individual experience across different countries that I was in and have traveled to and stayed for months at a time. But it's a valid experience. Yes, we do have colonized Africans who have a European, mind frame and, speak ill of, Black Americans, but we also have Black Americans that do the same thing to the continental Africans. Y'all don't understand. It is by design that we are divided. It is by design. They want us divided. They don't want us, unified. They don't want us to come together. So they spread this misinformation. They spread this propaganda. They spread all the bullshit, the lies. Why none of the Africans came and helped us while we were going through Jim Crow and all? What the fuck kind of question is that? Because as we were going through, as our ancestors, parents and grandparents were going through, Jim Crow and all of that, the continental Africans were having their own issues with fucking colonialism and, the Eurocentric brainwashing and everything. They had their own shit. But anyway, you will see that they love us. The brainwashing is by design. All that, African is by design. Go to Africa, go see for yourself. Speak to the natives. Don't stay for a weekend. Stay for a couple weeks and really engulf yourself in the native culture. Really go see the people. Go see them. Go talk to them and realize how misinformed you have been damn near all your life. Until we have unity, we don't have any collective power. We don't have any power. Go see for yourself. Continental Africans don't hate us at all. Yes, they have their own coons over there, but so do we over here. We have our own goddamn conservative coons over here. So, I mean, it's by design. We got assimilationists over there, just like we have assimilationists over here. It's by design. Go see the people. And you'll see you've been brainwashed. You've been conditioned. You've been led by propaganda. They want more of us there. They want us to come back home. Y'all trying to separate and divide, and we're trying to unify.
And we need to unite. Is that the goal?
In reality, outside social media, I think everybody is cool with each other.
They're cool. We're brothers, we're sisters. So I'm married to one.
Okay, word. You're married to a Black American woman?
Yeah.
Right on.
Awesome, wonderful.
That's right, brother.
Brothers and sisters, I've been receiving message from many of y'all telling me that Africans don't like you. But I'm gonna prove something to you. I'm gonna call one of my African friends and ask him whether they don't really like Black Americans, as many of y'all are saying it. I'm gonna call him right here.
What's up, bro? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. What's popping?
Bro, so I'm recording this conversation. I was having a very interesting conversation with my Black American brothers and sisters. And many of them were telling me that we Africans don't like them. What's the truth about that?
And that is not true, man. I think it's just a narrative that is rooted in a misconception because Africans actually look up to Black Americans. In terms of everything we wear, we look up to Black Americans in terms of how we speak. We look up to Black Americans in terms of how all the African musicians want to do their music. So I think it's just a narrative that's meant to divide Black Americans with the Africans on the continent. So I don't believe that. Nobody actually hates Black Americans. In fact, if they come to Africa, they will be treated with special treatment. What do you think?
That is very true, actually. That's what I've been telling them. But it seems like many of them don't really want to accept this.
If maybe we go somewhere with Black American, unfortunately, they're going to be treated way better than the local. They're going to be treated with some special treatment Now, the problem is people think like just because you're gonna be maybe charged extra or beyond what a local might actually be charged, you think that people hate you because of that. But that is actually a tourist charge that will happen to anybody, actually. People are just hustling. If you go to a market and you speak with Black American English, so people are going to charge you extra, actually, or more, because in their mind, they think you got some dollars, but it doesn't actually mean that they are trying to finesse you because they don't like you.
And this does not only happen to Black Americans, it happens to all foreigners, right?
That is to all foreigners. Even if you are an African foreigner, maybe you are a Nigerian and you go to a country, maybe let's say Zimbabwe, and you don't speak the local language, they're going to charge you extra. It's just a way of hustling.
Where do you think that this misconception, this narrative that Africans don't like Black Americans came from?
I'm not sure exactly where it came from, but wherever it did come from, it's actually rooted in division, the concept of divide and conquer. So that's what I believe. I believe that they're trying to make sure Black people on the African continent, America, do not actually unite. So they keep fighting each other, they keep being disunited because I do believe it. If we can unite, we can be unstoppable because Americans got the talents, the brains, the educations, and the Black people on the African continent got the resources. So if you put that together, that is 1+1=2.
That is a very good message, brother. Can we really admit that there are some differences between we Africans and Black Americans? These people have been living in America for a long time. They have developed their own culture. They have now their own specific ethnic group. Now, how can we embrace those differences, respecting each other's boundaries, but also achieving that unity that you're talking about?
I think it's just actually appreciating each other's uniqueness. And if actually we are talking about the narrative that Africans don't like Black Americans, I think that's a narrative that is in the States, which we cannot actually dismiss. So I think maybe some African immigrants, when they get to America and they make it a little bit, and then they start looking down on Black Americans, calling them names and all that. But they do not speak for the whole continent.
Very true. What message would you give to those few Africans who tend to show disrespect to Black American brothers and sisters?
I think the message would be stop disrespecting Black Americans because without their contribution or without their sacrifices in the civil rights movement, you would not actually be able to go to America and be able to work and pursue the quote unquote American dream. So you have to put a respect on their name. And that's actually something that most Africans do not know. And once they go to America, they work and then get some money, they think that they are way above now. And that's not actually something that is respectable. And if that was reversed, maybe Black Americans come to Africa, start looking down on Africans just because maybe they're coming from abroad. Nobody would like that in Africa. So you cannot actually be doing that in America and expect everything will be good. So I think Africans in America need to understand exactly Black Americans are the foundation of their success in America, even them actually making it to America. That is exactly what it is.
Bro, that is a very, very good message. Hope y'all Africans watching this gonna listen to this message. To respect these brothers and sisters. They've done a lot for y'all to be able to be living in America peacefully, assessing all of those opportunities that are making it possible for y'all to achieve American dream. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
No worries, bro.
Yes, that's it. This misconception out there that Africans don't like y'all Black Americans is bullshit. In fact, many of them want to be like you, as the woman in the first clip said. yeah, there might be few Africans living in America who tend to show disrespect to all black Americans. But these are few Africans. If you come here on the continent and you just have interactions with Africans living here, they will show you love and you will be shocked. Trust me, I challenge you to come here in Africa and you will tell me your own testimonies. Let me know what you all think down there in the comment section. If you find this episode interesting, click on that like button and subscribe for more interesting episodes. Mr. TA, your African brother signing off. Ciao.